Welcome to Tooltech Geek. I want to talk about this Galvanox Bit Kit, which is a set that comes with an adapter, an extension, and lots of flat type screwdriver bits. This is very much a clone of a Leatherman product that does exactly the same. I want to see a few things about that. First, let's see the weight of the complete kit. It's gonna be 126.4 grams. Just the bit is 84.1. So these extenders are kind of heavy. 24.8, 17.5. So that's how much it weighs. Not too much, but you get a lot of these bit kits. So these are compatible with the Leatherman flat bits, which here I have the original, and with these adapters you can actually fit regular 1/4 inch bits, which is nice. And also you can provide an extension to reach a little farther with the tool. And so it's meant to go in those Leatherman tools, but it also fits in regular 1/4 inch, which is good. So if you have some sort of ratchet, some people buy a special type of little ratchet. Let me see, this is the power pint. Could we use it with these? Yes, it's a very good combination, because this will be a very small thing to carry around. I wanted to see what else will use to drive it. This is a very cheap ratchet from Harbor Freight. So it will fit. This could be also a compact combination if you don't want to buy the expensive little ratchets. This is a pry bar where I just cut a hexagon there. Let me see if that will be enough to drive it. Yes, good. Also a tiny pry bar made of titanium, so it could be very, very compact kind of thing to carry. Sometimes I make my own tools. This is 3D printed plastic with very little pieces of metal, just as bolts. Here's a tiny blade. Here's an insert. These are usually used to add threads to wood, but they have I think it's a 4mm 6, and there's an adapter that you could use then. That could give you a lot of length. So here in the storage we could have the adapter and maybe some of the bits. Could be also a compact EDC. I suppose you have some favorite bits to carry, or like for knives or whatever. So this would take hardly any space, but then you could have the capability of using all those bits in a DIY tool that you make yourself. That's kind of pretty cool, because one thing is to buy tools, another is to modify tools, but another more fun is to just kind of invent your own. So it's really a very, very portable type of thing. Now, if if you just want screwdrivers that take a little space, there are some other options that I kind of like, which could be, for example, this type of sets. This also takes very little space, and it's just only one piece, so there's not much wobble. When you starts connecting like multiple of these pieces, there's always a little wobble here and there, and then maybe you connect it to something else, so it's a bit, it really works, but it's not very comfortable. But then if you have these just kind of one piece things, they are already long, or this other end, you can put a lot of torque. So I think this is a kind of interesting alternative. Of course, you don't get all these hexagonal beads or whatnot. This is just for, let's say, flathead and Phillips. But now if we want, yes, lots of different bits in a small space, small weight, this is an interesting alternative to the official Leatherman. They are built pretty much to the same shape, which has like a little notch in the middle. So the Leatherman tools will grab it. For example, this kind of locking type of mechanism grabs that notch. Theory, let me see. Okay, now it's latched. So now when it's latched, it's really holding really tight. This is the original Leatherman. It doesn't come off until you push that unlocking. And it happens to be the same here, but it takes a bit of movement to get it to latch, and now it's pretty firm in place. There's not much wobble or anything, so that's pretty solid. And you have your Leatherman. So I think it's a very close replacement to the Leatherman product, and I guess maybe there's no patent or such if they're allowed to sell it. And very small. This is totally the same shape of the original, and fits in small spaces. Pouch tools. If you combine these with other small tools, then you get lots of functions. Small space. So that's pretty much it. I've been just looking at almost every way to drive those. You could use also some of these type of screwdriver bits. You could even grab it with something because it has a flat surface, so you could apply lots of torque that way. But it's a little bit awkward because this is not very solid. In any case, got this kit. It doesn't have all possible sizes of bits, so it's only a selection. For example, for the torques, it goes 6, 8, 10, 15. I have some tools that have a 9, so this doesn't cover that. So that's a bit of a gap there. So keep that in mind. You can look at the list of the tools, the sizes. We have a really nice, we have all the numbers written there, so we could go ahead and look at them. So we have 30, 27, 25, 20, 15, 10, 8, 6. These are 1/4 and 6mm. It's kind of flat, but it will fit in a hexagon. For example, a regular kind of 1/4 inch. And likewise, you have 5, 4. Let me see, I can use this to check if the size of this is 4mm. Yes, this is 4, okay. Then you have the 3, 2.5 to 1.5. These are hexagonal. These are also hexagonal. Some inch units. 7/30 seconds and 3/16. These are also 5/32 and 9/64. There's also these tiny eyeglasses screwdrivers, which one side is flat and in one side is a Phillips. You can use like for eyeglasses or cell phones. Let's check the sizes on the other side. 1/8, 7/64, 3/30 seconds, 5/64, 1/16.05 hexagonal. I know those hexagonals are a bit rounded maybe, so now we got to a flathead, 1/4, 7/30 seconds, 3/16, 5/32, 1/8, 3/30 seconds, R2, R1. These are square bits. So there's some type of fasteners that have those square connections, and these are kind of like a if not Phillips, similar PSZ 1 and 2, and this is number 0, number 3, and this is number 1 and 2. So these are Phillips, and this is maybe postage drive, slightly different shape, which has a more complex shape, the postage drive versus the Phillips or cross slot. Some of these have very different names, which I don't remember. There's like quite a few standards, but yeah, the postage drive, I think some people consider it superior as such. Okay, so I hope you enjoy learning about this very inexpensive, relatively. It was in the $30 with some kind of coupon bits, which you can carry lots of them in a small pocket. Thank you for watching.